This is Lloyd, and these are Elemental Masters, which are some of the hardest, but in my opinion best, Ninjago minifigures that you can get. So today, I'm going to be counting down my top 10 favorite Elemental Master minifigures of all time, because with just how many there are, it can be hard to know exactly what to get and what not to get, especially if you're on a tight budget. So without any further ado, let's get into it. Starting off the list in 10th place, we have Cinder, Elemental Master of Smoke. And ever since I got this figure in the January sets, I have just adored it. Even though he's mostly the same as Jordana, he's still just incredible. The main part I like about him is actually his headpiece, which does such a good job at capturing his smoke power, and it's even printed onto a transparent black head. In 9th place, we have Karloff, the Elemental Master of Metal, who was exclusive to the Dojo Showdown in 2015, and has worked up quite a high value, averaging at about $20 to $30 nowadays. Now even though he doesn't have leg printing, I still think that this figure is amazing. Not only did he play quite a big role in the show, but his design is also really cool. His torso print encaptures the metal element really well, and the Gorilla Fist pieces just work so well on him. Overall, he's just an excellent minifigure. Now moving on to 8th place, we have Nuro, Elemental Master of the Mind, who was exclusive to a Bricktober pack way back in 2017, which makes him quite hard to find nowadays, and is why he usually goes for around $50. I think his face print does a really good job at capturing the mind element, and the robes on his torso also look pretty cool, though I do wish that his hairpiece was accurate to the show. But yeah, all in all, he's still an awesome minifigure. In 7th place, however, we have Mr. Pale, who's the Elemental Master of Light. And while he does have another minifigure which I actually prefer, technically it's not a Ninjago minifigure, so unfortunately it just doesn't qualify for this list. In terms of this figure though, I really like his fedora and money shirt, and as you can probably tell from my ranking of Cinder, I just love transparent heads. And this guy is no exception. His head just looks insane, especially with those really nice golden glasses. In 6th place, we have one of the Time Twins, that being Krux, who was exclusive to the Iron Doom set in 2017. His design is great, and I love just how much his suit looks worn out, which shows just how much he's aged, especially compared to Acronix. He also has an alternate hairpiece, which he can use instead of his mask. His alternate face print is also really cool, and while I might be biased since Hands of Time is my favourite season, I still think he's just a great minifigure in general. In 5th place, however, we have Morrow, the former Elemental Master of Wind, who came in 2 sets in 2015. And while this is technically Lloyd being possessed by Morrow, I still personally count it as a Morrow minifigure, and it's definitely the best one. The hood piece he uses is just incredible. The corrupted Lloyd face print is also cool, definitely one of Ninjago's best minifigures yet. But before I move on to 4th place, if you've made it this far into the video, you should probably subscribe. I'm trying to make it to 2,000 subscribers before the end of October, so doing so would be a massive help. But now, let's get back to the video. In 4th place is Tox, who was exclusive to the Tournament Temple City set this year, and just like Mr. Pale, she did have an original figure back in 2014. But unlike Mr. Pale, I genuinely prefer this version. I really like the more bright and cartoonish design, and I think the mohawk suits her and her element really well, especially with it being a more lime green color now. And I love just how much the new face resembles the original one. In 3rd place is Wildfire, the Elemental Master of Heat. This minifigure was exclusive to the Heatwave Dragon last year, and they absolutely nailed her design. The crescent in her hairpiece works perfectly, and seems to resemble some sort of horns, which makes sense for her character. Her hairpiece being red is just great, and adds to that cartoonish design I love so much. Using sand green as her main colour works really well in my opinion, and allows her to be more of her own thing, especially compared to Kai. In second place, we have yet another recent minifigure, that being Evil J. And this minifigure was exclusive to the Tournament Battle Arena this year, and is by far the best figure of the year. The lightning design on his torso and legs is just phenomenal, and I just love how it contrasts to the darker theme of his suit. The armor piece in black is amazing, and the way they still incorporated his ninja design works so well. Overall, this is just a fantastic minifigure that I never would have expected to get, and was definitely a shocking addition to the June wave. I'm sorry, I just had to. And finally, in first place, we have Acronix, the younger Time Twin. And just like his brother, he was exclusive to the Iron Doom set in 2017. And it's no surprise that he's this high up on the list. Not only is he just an amazing minifigure, but I also have a massive bias towards the Time Twins. Acronix carries over the design I loved so much from Krux, but just makes it even better. The dark red is now much more vibrant, and all the technology on his suit makes him feel so much more alive, especially compared to Krux. And even though he doesn't have an alternate face print, I still think he's just better than Krux in general. He also has a really cool hairpiece, which looks great on him, and brings him to life even more. But yeah, those are my top 10 favourite Elemental Master minifigures, and the 10 I think you should definitely prioritise when deciding what to get. If you enjoyed this video, please consider hitting that subscribe button, and make sure to let me know in the comments what your favourite Elemental Master minifigure is. That's it for this video, and I'll see you in the next one.